Hey fam, it's Thomas here on editing day. Before we get started today, I just have a couple of quick notes for y'all. The first of which I want to make a little blanket apology of sorts, I guess. Just a statement to myself more than anything else. To Beso de Gea, I've been pronouncing your screen name wrong this whole time. Thank you for the information straight from the source. Secondly, we have a special guest of sorts on this week's recording. You'll hear it shortly enough, but if there's some weird audio background noise trying to deal with it stuff, that's for this episode, and it's to accommodate for our special guest, let's just say. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast, your favorite podcast where we talk about the best format playing only commons, Pauper. I am your host, Cameron Schindler, joined as always by two beautiful, lovely co-hosts. First is the Thomas Gunn. What's up?
What's up with the Cameron?
Not much, man. Just living, laughing, loving. Hung out with some friends last night. Went out to some dinner. Went to a beercade.
Oh, hey,
pretty
me too.
Fun. Cool.
Yeah.
What did you do last night, Hippo?
I also did the same thing.
Wow, it's like we're friends.
It's like we are friends outside of just recording with each other.
And that is James Hippo Hieronymus.
That is me.
It is us. Look at us going. Got an art. We had a lot of plans this weekend. Like just a lot of Magic. I think I'm playing Magic Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
I also believe so.
I bet I'm gonna hate this game at the end of it.
That's pretty tragic.
I hope not.
Yeah, it's just for a few days, and I'll get back into it. Depends if I win or not. In RCQ.
That's a great attitude.
Yeah.
I will not be RCQ gaming.
I will be happy regardless.
Also joined by us today, special guest, 1 billion cicadas.
Yeah.
Very
billions and billions of cicadas.
There are so many.
That's the story of Tennessee right now. It's insane.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But anyway, we have a topic for commons to talk about. Why green is so horrendous in the Pauper format. Well, that's kind of like the
strong language.
Kind of just talking about green, why it underperforms compared to the other colors, and what it excels at, and maybe what we hope to see from green from MH3, because that's a set that will shake up Pauper.
Obviously.
Hopefully.
If Gavin has said that there's a card that they've already, a card that they've already banned coming into the format, then it'll probably be something good. Probably other good cards to go around it.
So why does green suck, Hippo? You said it sucks so bad. What's up?
I never said it sucked that bad.
I know it was me.
I think I think green is like a fairly obviously it's the least played color across the Pauper format.
It has been for a long time.
For a long time. A lot of that has to do with the identity that green has given itself in the format. So the idea of like what is like staple cards in each of the other colors, you think about it like red has got like lightning bolt, blue has got like brainstorm, things on that nature. But green, what is its like identity?
Giant growth.
No, it's more like the like Llanowar elf style cards. I think is like what you're looking at.
But those are good cards.
Those are good cards. The problem is, what are you doing to pay off with them? Like that's kind of the issue.
Like green doesn't necessarily have an amazing 3-drop to ramp into that just won't get cast down or Journey to Nowhere.
It's really hard to get value out of what you're ramping into. I think if we're talking about like the identity of green and what it does, I think the best thing to do with it, and it feels bad, but like the best thing to do with it is like blowing up somebody's land.
Because that is like the only ramp deck. Like in green, that's a ramp deck really, and you're just ramping in the Stone Rains.
Yeah, and I think the other two like ramp decks are the typal decks like elves and walls.
That's true.
They both have their own ramp creatures. They both have creatures that tap to add for equal to the number of walls or equal number of elves you have or whatever. So I mean they like ramp, but it's kind of hard to find payoffs for them. And their payoffs, you end up drawing cards, but they're not necessarily ways to draw cards in an efficient manner. It's like having to have. It doesn't put raw cards in your hands. They put selective cards in your hand.
Like lead the stampede.
And winding ways.
Those like reveal the top like 6 or 5. Reveal all creatures from your hand. Something like that's a sorcery.
Lead the stampedes. Look at the top 5. Put all the creatures from among them in your hand. And then winding ways. Choose a creature or land. Put the creatures or lands revealed this way into your hand.
And you'll see like, and those have a fail rate too. And it's very like constricted deck building because then often when you see decks that are Winding Away decks, the only spells you see are, or only sorceries and instants you see are Winding Ways. You don't see
like Winding Ways and Leads to
other
Stampedes.
interaction. You'll see elves play Distant Melody too.
It's just kind of the same thing. It's just, but it's a blue card.
Yeah, but that's creatures you control. You draw equal number of those. I don't know why I read it backwards or said it backwards, but
yeah, it's gonna draw cards equal to the number of creature types that you've chosen.
And those decks that you said, elves and walls, are very much like all in.
Yeah, they're very all in strategies. You don't have a lot of room for interaction. Like the decks don't interact. Like they don't.
No.
You're
not as much as other decks.
Not as
No,
much.
like of course there are some. Yeah,
There's a very little.
the pumper kind of guy.
I mean,
yeah.
your actual like interaction, like dealing with your opponent's stuff, like doesn't exist. Like you don't have an actual good way in green to like in those decks,
especially main board. Mainly.
Yeah, because you're having to play so many creatures because you're constricted by the like having to play these green cards that draw cards, essentially quote draw cards in like Winding Ways and Lead the Stampedes. So you're just not given the proper tools to fight the format on the axis that the format needs to be fought on.
And I thought of something gross, like you're playing elves, someone like Distant Melodies, and like response to your opponent like Fiery Cannonades, and it's just like, ha.
Nice 4 mana, do nothing.
Yeah, that's really sad, you know? Yep. It is a 4 mana card. That's like Pauper for being commons. It is pretty lean and mean, low to the ground for the most part. Games do get really grinding. I guess that's why you do see cards like Distant Melody, Thorn of the Black Rose, the initiative cards, because that'll shut the door close. So it's, I don't know where that thought was going. But Pauper's really grindy, so it's like to draw cards, it's like you need that very constrict deck building for the green creature decks. And so, like, are there, I guess real quick, are there like we were talking about creatures a lot for green. What are other things that green is
Other
doing?
strategies are based around the card Moments Piece. Honestly, I legitimately think that's the card that holds non-aggressive or non-creature decks into being able to be played at all. It's like Moments Piece and Weather the Storm are really the two.
So you're a big Turbo Fog gamer.
I do like
Thomas
Turbo Fog.
and I are not. So what color is it? Simic is Turbo Fog?
Yes, Simic is Turbo Fog. They will occasionally splash like red, but more often than blue or blue-green.
So for that deck, it's like for interacting, it's like you're either counterspelling or fogging, and just
honestly, you're not even really trying to counter their stuff. You're trying to counter your own stuff with like specifically in Turbo Fog. We'll talk about that. Is like you're trying to arcane denial your own spell so that you can draw like 3 cards off of a 2 mana card. That's kind of the idea.
And like we're saying, like green's not very successful, but like Turbo Fog is a very successful green deck. I also think it's doing something that's not like, yeah, fogging is very much part of like green's color identity. But if
Pauper specifically,
if I say like what is green to you in Magic, maybe you do say turbo, like maybe you do say fogging, maybe you are a sicko, but
I think it's certain times in Magic's history, and like you said, like certainly in Pauper, but I don't think it's like a pillar of Green's identity. Like if you were to open up, like if you were to look at like say Vintage Cube and look through like Green's section, like you would see a very different story there besides like, you know, the corollary between like the mana elves, like there's Arbor Elf in Gruul Panza, but otherwise the Vintage Cube is all just like beaters and naturalize effects.
And that kind of just made me think of something too, like we don't really have like green army in the can cards at common, maybe besides some elves cards, of course, because those will make more elves, but like a green rare like Tireless Tracker, that's kind of like it can start beating face, but it's also like card advantage. But like other colors get that in the form like white. I'm thinking of like Thraben Inspectors and Core Skyfishers. Yeah, they're a threat, but they can also occur more value on the way down. And it's just green doesn't have that. I can think of the 3 mana 3/3 with Vigilance and Trample from New Capenna.
Oh, yeah, it makes the treasure token.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like Ponza played that, but they even skewed away from that.
Mm-hmm.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest payoffs you have in that regard, of course, in the Ponza deck specifically, you have something like Annoyed Altasaur, which is the 7 mana. I think it's a 6/5 trample.
6/5 with
reach
and trample.
Yeah, and
it's a big boy,
and it cascades, right?
Yeah.
And cascade. So like that's a big payoff, which like fits in like a green ramp, like with elves sort of style deck, which is very up Green's color identity. But Annoyed Altasaur is also kind of just like part of a cycle of like expensive Cascaders. Like the red one is also played in the deck, so it's not necessarily like a unique thing to green, even though the form that it takes is like green's version of it. And then the other payoff, these are both payoffs in Ponza specifically, is Avenging Hunter. And we were chatting a little bit about Avenging Hunter before we started recording. But it's really kind of like it's really like some of the only green besides Weather the Storm that the Gardens deck plays, which is basically just a black deck otherwise. But Avenging Hunter being this giant 5-mana 5/4 with trample that gives you the initiative, like it's just the initiative more than anything else. It's like, yeah, it's a big beater in green, which makes sense, but it also is just, this is your initiative setter.
In that respect, green is just more your, in general, is just a better support color than it being like even a main color that you're looking at when you're deck building.
It's kind of funny when you made that point, Thomas, and after, like right before I said like green doesn't have like the one card huge threat thing, and then you're like, well, Avenging Hunter. I'm like, yeah, that's a really good point. Kind of like besides Avenging Hunter is very special because the initiative is special.
Right.
And,
but that's not necessarily something that's unique to green, because we have initiative in a couple other spots here and there. So,
but I was gonna say
that's more my point.
What's like weird about Pauper is like we don't have like if you ramp into something in another format or cheat something in, like you think of like Legacy or Modern, like they're cheating in like Atraxas or Pioneers, like here's a 6/5 with Ward, sacrifice a creature and it drains you a bunch. Like what's the best thing you're cheating in Pauper? Like you're ramping into a Noid Altasaur and like crossing your fingers like, man, if this hits another Cascader, if this hits an like Avenging Hunter, it's like this is gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
but
then you have the fail rate of hitting a Utopia Sprawl,
Wild Growth, and you know what?
Or your opponent just casts down your thing and we move on.
That was my next point. It's like the floor is like you play that, you hit a Wild Growth or you hit another land destruction spell and it's already turn 12 or something, and your opponent just has like a few cards in hand. And it's like that Noid Altasaur or whatever. I'm using that in place of whatever big dude you're ramping in can get Journey to Nowhere and get cast down, Chainer's Edict, snuffed out. There's so much like very, very efficient removal. Oh, I was okay. There's very efficient removal in this format, yet like the threats don't scale up on the same pace. Like very expensive threats, and that's why Avenging Hunter, thank you, is like very special because it leaves behind that emblem. So it's not, like you said, it's not the Avenging Hunter that matters, it's the initiative.
Right.
And yeah.
It's just a bit lacking where every other color has got something that props it up. There's not really anything that green is propping it. So like everything's kind of flimsy.
And just
everything's. I think that's the best word to use for this. Is everything in green is kind of flimsy.
Like a skinny tree.
Yeah, it's a skinny tree. It just gets blown up by like one thing. Just kind of like topples. It's like a house of cards. One thing topples it all over.
It's like you can either ramp into the big dude that can die easily, or you can play all these small dudes,
and then they just die to a breath weapon.
Yeah, it's something like drown in sorrow. Something like whatever, like Pauper Sweeper.
Yeah, it's just like kind of hard to play in that realm.
In on that same vein of like you die to other colors, much better interaction. Green's interaction is horrendous.
It's not good because it requires you to have. I think like if you're talking about like creature interactions, you have to have your own creature to play for it to work.
Like stuff like Ram Through, yeah.
Like Ram Through is like the first pop in my head. It's like you have to have your own creature in play for it to work.
Yeah.
And go for it.
Yeah, this is something that like I thought about on the way over of just if you look at how R&D is designing commons and putting out new cards from set to set, like other colors are getting new toys here and there. I mean, like every color except for maybe the Eagles of the North in white has gotten to use the Lord of the Rings land cyclers, like Lorien Revealed and Troll of Khazad-dûm especially. But like Generosent sees some play. But like outside of that recently, like Red has gotten a couple new 1-drops for Koldatha Rebirth and
Monsters, like, Swift Spear.
Yeah, Swift Spear was downshifted. All the glitters was downshifted. Like all these other colors get all these things. Defile got printed, etc., etc.
Murmuring Mystic, we can go on
Murmuring
and on
Mystic
about
got
that,
downshiftted.
Yeah.
Like
Tolarian Terror got printed 2 years ago.
Green, like the power outliers in green in relation to how WotC is designing cards or choosing what gets downshifted is not really. I think green is just continuing to get the short end of the stick. I think because, like we were saying earlier, in kind of my reference to like looking at like the Vintage Cube list, like some of the most powerful things that green can do at common for cheap is just a mana dork, like Arbor Elf, Llanowar Elf, Elvish Mystic, etc. That's just like it's a very strong thing to do. It's 1 mana, like it's an extra piece of mana. Like I keep using these references, but in Vintage Cube, like those are great. If you're in a green deck in Vintage Cube, you often want like a handful of these to like help accelerate your stuff. But like green hasn't, like that doesn't keep up with the rest of everything that's going on. Like Bolt, Brainstorm, like what's the best thing we got? Like Pick Your Poison.
And they're not going to print a better 1 mana dork.
Right, exactly.
They're not going to put Exalted at common. Like, they'll print a better 1 mana dork, like Delighted Halfling or Birds of Paradise or Hierarchs, but it's rare because it's just like that's a Birds of Paradise at common would mess up a limited format. Like, you cannot do that in limited.
Exactly.
So
there's not a lot of room,
which is fine. I don't want Pauper Horizons. I think that would be horrible for the format.
Yes,
every format Wizard touches gets destroyed directly.
Yes,
so
yes, please just let commons happen naturally.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I love about this format still. It's like it doesn't have the Wizards focus on it. So weirdly enough, it's more fun because of that.
Right. Well, like that's absolutely the right point, is that there is not a lot of, at least that we've seen. Maybe they could come up with some new angles for green that like work really well and can fit into Pauper really efficiently.
Like,
and maybe that's something because like I like the direction that Pick Your Poison takes. Like in other older formats, like in Modern especially, like Pick Your Poison is a really strong card.
Card's nutty.
It's really, really good. And like even in Pioneer, it's seen play. Like it's a very strong card for 1 mana. It does a lot of different things. And I put it as my best card out of MKM for Pauper, and that hasn't super played out. Like it shows up every once in a while, but it hasn't like played out in that way at all. Like even Rubble Belt Maverick has had more top 8s than Pick Your Poison.
So in draft recently, what's the newest set? Outlaws.
Yes.
Green is considered the best color.
Yes.
So like why none of those are transferring into our Pauper format? Why is that? Like
it's a lot to do with
the
rate of card. I mean, a lot of the cards that you want in your green decks are uncommons and rares.
And I guess I am comparing limited to an eternal format, even if it is commons.
Yeah,
Lightning
I mean,
and Brainstorm.
The context of the format has also a lot to do with it. Like green is really, say, it's still a support color. It's still just a fantastic support color in this limited format as well. But even some of the green cards that you're playing on are very strong. Like, was it Saddle? The Saddle cards.
Throw from the Saddle?
Yeah,
that's like
it's a great
the best common people are saying in the set, period.
Yeah, it's a great card.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I mean, is it just a bite card or fight card or whatever?
It's a bite card.
It's a bite card. It's cool. Those are very good in limited.
Right.
Those like always have been. As soon as the first one was a Rabid Bite and back in with Shadows,
something
and
like
those
that.
just don't transfer into constructed
those don't
well.
transfer to constructed
It's
because
2 mana.
Yeah, it's 2 mana, and it's
And
you
if
have to.
Yeah, you're never going to get a +1/+1 counter because what mount are you playing in Pauper?
Yeah, well,
And you're begging to get 2 for 1.
That and you can say it's also you're just prone to removal spells.
2 for 1, me daddy.
Yeah, that's so the interaction that green has as far as creature interaction is the roughest part of it.
Yeah.
And then not having something that accrues value from just sitting on the table necessarily is kind of out of the question, because just that rate you're looking to get more in the uncommon, rare, even mythic slots. Like Tireless Tracker is a great one.
But even like so many cards in other colors are natural 2 for 1s. Like I always take a white, like the Thraben Inspectors in the Kitty Cat, Sacred Cat. It can just embalm itself. Like imagine if green had a 1 mana 1/2 reach, and it can embalm for 1 green. A 1/2 reach.
If what's the
for Death Touch or something.
What's the
That's
Sure.
nuts.
Sure.
what's the elf that like taps another elf to
Jaspara Sentinel?
Jaspara Sentinel? If that card had
from Kaldheim.
embalm, that would be great.
Yeah, it's just
If that
a
card just
little,
had
a
flat
little twofer.
Yeah, just card is just like and it would be fine, totally fine.
Like I feel like green just doesn't have these built-in 2 for 1s unless I guess it's random, like Cascade, like Annoyed Altasaur.
It's just the way that green is designed, and then they would have to kind of completely change how it works.
But Rex Age isn't uncommon, is it?
No, it's
It
an
is.
uncommon.
It's an
Yeah.
uncommon.
So I'm thinking of the changeling, that little
Sure.
or of a new guy,
masked vandal,
or of a new guy with the bargain. Collector-
troublemaker. Oof.
Troublemaker Oof. Thank you. So green has these bodies that are 2-for-1s. They come in and destroy artifacts, enchantments, or they have really good sideboard cards, like you mentioned, like Pick Your Poison.
Or Weather the Storm.
Yeah,
or the Fogs or whatever. Yeah.
Especially with like the artifact enchantment thing, we'll see in Modern, like we mentioned earlier, like Pick Your Poison's really good. Like people will
Main
like,
deck that card.
Yeah, Is It Murktide became Teamer Murktide because they want to main deck that card
Because they want to beat Leyline of the Guild Pact.
and like that lay like Bindings out. Scion of Draco's an artifact, so there's just so much in the format that it hits main deck, and Pauper isn't really about that aside from the affinity decks.
I was gonna mention it actually is worse against even some of those decks because all they play is like all those cantrip artifacts, and you actively don't want to blow those up.
I'll sacrifice my Acre Wellspring.
I'll
Don't
draw a
twist my
card.
arm. I'll
Yeah.
do it. You know,
Like, I didn't have to invest a whole extra card into this. Cool.
so they're like you can't really like main deck those cards like we can in other higher powered formats, just because I don't think. And it's funny saying that in Pauper, the artifacts aren't as effective, but it's just they aren't in other formats. Like the enchantments and artifacts just aren't as good,
Yeah,
and especially when like stuff like Pick Your Poison doesn't target.
Yep.
Just a little thought there. What you guys have any closing thoughts? It was only 20 minutes, but I got a little bit more about green. What are y'all's closing thoughts? Like any other reason why you don't think green sees the play it sees?
Yeah, just because Pauper is all about these super efficient removal spells, things like Snuff Out, Lightning Bolt, Defile, all these cards. I mean, they're all super efficient, right?
Just name
So
1
you're-
mana cards.
Yeah, just your one mana cards or 0 mana cards even. And so you're trying to like assume you ramp in like with like a Llanowar Elf that that dies to other 1 mana cards, and then you're also getting outrated because they're playing other colors that have natural 2-for-1s where your green deck does not have those 2-for-1s. So yeah, I mean, it's just a struggle for that color. I mean, you have to be kind of the one deck that I would like to mention real quick that does kind of break this pie a little bit is the Dredge deck that we've seen crop up every once in a while. It is a green deck.
We'd talk about this.
Yeah, it is a green deck that doesn't play any of the any of the previous cards we've mentioned. It does its own complete different thing. It plays like Satyr Wayfinder and the Branchwood Prowler and
Knot of the Bone,
and
the
Acorn card. Or
These
whatever.
draft
Harvest,
commons that have been
Generous
popping
End.
up within the recent years.
Rumblebound
too.
Maverick.
So, yeah.
Yep.
These are, but that's its own very synergistic thing that is a hard deck for other decks to disrupt game one because it's what decks are playing like main deck graveyard hate like realistically. Not that many. Well, if you play with a single copy of Bajuka Bog, cool.
Especially in the Glitters meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
So it's just not realistic. Like right now, like what are we like? We're not gonna. Who's playing like main deck Bajuka Bogs that are gonna be super effective? Because there's not a whole lot going on right now.
That's true.
Outside of that, like that deck, there's not a ton.
Me, the weirdo on the black
It's all
white
like
Glenhawk deck.
tithing
Yeah.
blade, yeah. But no, I think that deck is super cool. That deck does have some promising things to it, and it leans toward the aggressive. I mean, it's a little more aggressive.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It can beat down.
Yeah, it can be down a little bit,
Play
which
into
is pretty
Green's
cool.
identity.
And it does. That deck does have 2-for-1s. Those cards are 2-for-1s. Because you're getting a creature, and then we'll say you use Satyr Wayfinder for example. You're getting a creature into play. You're milling over cards, which is what you want to do in your deck, and you're getting a land out of it. So you're getting those are 2-for-1s, and you're getting something out of it.
That's true. Like
So-
you have the 1/1 body, but like it did its effect.
Yeah, it did
It's
the thing
the
that it's
definition
supposed,
of
of what it's supposed to do. So
maybe that's more the angle to lean into.
Yeah.
If you want to try and mimic what the rest of the color pie is doing, you got to kind of maybe look to the bin.
Yeah.
To the
But-
grave.
I will say, I hope MH3 gives us some more bin toys because really,
Or other green toys.
that's true too. Especially green toys. I kind of want to talk about that later too. But in Pauper in general, what is your best graveyard? But I guess aside from let's chill out from comboing off a Cycling Storm, like what are your best graveyard payoffs?
Best graveyard payoffs. Cards that have function inside the graveyard that are not actually in other colors. I think I'm thinking cards like Prismatic Strands, cards that have value when they're discarded.
I guess I should best like I want to mill cards in my
I
graveyard.
want to put this card in my
Yeah,
graveyard.
like I want to be milling. Like, what's the incentive to dumping for my library? And
Not
dredging
Dread
for?
Return and like Knot of the Bone are two that spark to mind first.
The Necropolis or like
Acorn
like
Harvest,
I
too.
mean
That's
like
not a bad
I mean
one.
the terror decks do this in blue. where
Well, there's no
Yeah,
specific.
terror.
Well, there's no specific card they want in the graveyard. Other
No,
than
but
just instances
terror is a
of-
payoff. That's
Yeah,
what
it
I'm
is a
saying. Like,
payoff.
payoffs for milling over.
Oh yeah.
And I just like feel like that's something. Ironically, green black lacks. I guess you do have the lot lift giant. Like that's the
Right.
dream. That's you high rolling though, and it's
Lot the Giant and the Writhing Necropolis.
Necropolis, yeah.
and it's very
Necromass or
you're
whatever
high
it is, yeah.
rolling too because you don't always hit those things, and sometimes you hit Dread Return and you don't have the creatures out to put it. Even though this deck plays 36 creatures, stuff happens. You know,
Yeah.
like. If your opponent has removal spells routing in, they see a Dread Return, and you cast your second creature, like, I guess I got to bolt it. Or even if you cast your third creature, all of them have ETB, so they can bolt it with the trigger on the stack. You can't Dread Return. I don't know. Like, I just feel like there could be a little bit more.
To be fair, I think you could make that argument about any deck.
That's
in the
true.
format.
That's true. That's true. I feel like this is especially high rolling because, like, you don't control what you're milling over.
Correct. I mean, the same
Right.
same would go with like the Turbo Terror decks where you don't control what you're thought scouring or mental noting or whatever.
And I think that to Dredge's in
not
Dredge
true,
to a point in Dredge's favor is they honestly don't care. They actually don't care what they're milling more than Terror, because Terror does not want to mill like a Terror or a Gurmag Angler into the bin. Whereas, like, these Dredge decks that have popped up over the last couple weeks, like, they just basically are okay with everything going in the bin.
almost
because of
every
Dread
almost, I
Return.
was gonna say, almost every single card that deck actually is fine in the graveyard.
Exactly.
That's
Totally,
true.
totally
I get
fine.
that. I get
With,
that.
like, Stinkweed Imp has Dredge, Rubble Belt can put a counter on something, Acorn Harvest and Not of the One have flashback, so just Dread Return, like...
But
I will go back and save myself. You do control what you put in the yard with the Terror deck. You like brainstorm.
Yeah.
With brainstorm.
But that's what, like, you have like these high roller cards like Lot Live Giant. Like, once you do all this setup, yes, it's really good. But like throwing a bunch of stuff in the graveyard, like you're paying 2 mana for a 1/1, stuff like that. It's just not. It's good, but it's just not completely up to par with what other decks are doing. Is what I'm trying to get out of that too. I'm not saying it's like horrendous.
No.
But like a
I
little
agree with you there.
push. I would like to see like more fair. Like, I would say this is a fair mill deck. Like more fair self mill stuff.
Yeah, this is not trying to like combo people.
Yeah, exactly.
necessarily.
That's. Like, I get that used to be my cup of tea. Like, when I first started playing Magic, I thought like the coolest thing was like to win the game and like the weirdest backwards combo and stuff. And it's just like now it's just not my cup of tea. I don't really play combo decks.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I played Commander a little bit more, I did like to win with some funky ways that are like you didn't see coming. That's kind of cool. But like, yeah, I'm also with you. I combos not really my jam most of the time, so it's not something.
But you know what we are?
What's
We
that?
are shills for value.
I do love some value. I'm a big value fan.
Alrighty.
So green needs to get better.
Yeah, I get.
Needs some help.
What do y'all want to see out of MH3? If we can do a quick little.
For green specifically?
Yeah, is there any ideas? Like any specific cards or ideas? I thought
I've
like.
seen some cards already.
Oh
so-
yeah. We know there's like. We'll talk about the spoilers once there's a complete, full version. I think we. God bless our editor. We'll probably have like a 2-hour episode.
Hell yeah, we will.
Probably true.
If we split into 2 parts, I'm cool with that too. But if we want to record it one
Nah,
week,
one and
just-
done. Skip the challenges.
Yeah, probably that's
That's what
true.
we should
Good
do.
idea.
I mean, I think I like I said before, I like the direction that they maybe it's a direction they're going in, maybe not, but like I like the vibes of Pick Your Poison, and I would love to see more spells out of green that still work in green's like color identity, that maybe like, you know, maybe not like a direct corollary, but maybe something like in aura that, I mean, like maybe like something that's a snakeskin veil that can potentially like deal a damage to like have it like hexproof and have it bite, like hexproof and then bite something, or maybe something like
The
that.
Legolas card.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't
That might be too good.
I don't even know what that does. So, but
Well,
that's
Legolas
okay.
is
I don't.
quick
I don't.
reflexes.
I don't need to know.
You don't want to know.
It is.
It's a
I know.
vintage cube card.
Yeah, I don't need to know. I don't need to know what it does until I actually need to know what it does.
Oh, when I blow you out with it, you'll be sure. to
All
read
right,
it.
cool, great, yeah. I'm sure I will, and then I'll know what it does.
I'm looking for a card on Arena. It's like I have a quest deck that just has a bunch of green 1-drops because I just need to get quests done. Okay, it's Death Bonnet Sprout. Okay.
Ooh.
I said something else. Death Bonnet Sprout. So something like a green 1-drop Delver, I think, would be cool. Like I think green needs like a pushed 1-drop creature that isn't about mana ramp. And this card says, beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. Then if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, transform it. So it's a 1-mana 1/1, but it transforms into a 3/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, or if a creature is exiled, you put a counter on it.
That's sick.
So it's just like something a little more, almost a little more push than that, which I think is a super cool card. So I just think like a green Delver would be super cool. I like the idea what you're saying, like some like green like Snakeskin Veil that does something like would like 3 mana destroy all creatures with flying be good in green. It would go straight to the sideboard, of course.
Right. That's just another sideboard card.
There are cards like that. Again, you just like want like these. I think the thing that green needs to be successful in, assuming aside from like the graveyard stance that the dredge deck takes, is everything has to be above a rate. Like everything about green has to be above the rate because the things you're doing are inherently less powerful than what the other colors are doing. They're not 2-for-1s.
Like you could literally give me Tarmogoyf, and I actually think I would be super happy.
I think
Tarmogoyf would actually be super fine.
On my notes, I put flying Tarmogoyf.
Likely would agree with you.
It's okay if it doesn't have flying.
Because
it just still dies to so much.
I was going to say it dies to a lot of.
But that's fine. And it's like a 2-mana 4/5. Okay, cool.
But that is an above rate thing. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like everything has to be. Yeah, if you gave me Tarmogoyf a common, cool. Like at this point, like,
isn't that insane? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, if you'd asked me this 5 years ago and you said Tarmogoyf needs to be a common, I would have looked at you
what
like
is your problem? Oh, sorry.
If you like, oh, do you think Tarmogoyf could print a common? I would have looked at you like you had 2 heads. Like, I don't think that's a realistic. Would have been at the time would not have been realistic. But the way that things have fleshed themselves out, Tarmogoyf looks kind of almost embarrassing at this rate.
Yeah.
Like,
give it flying.
Almost. Yeah. Like, I don't know about that, but like, I think even like modern. Well, for a quick aside, like modern, if you gave Tarmogoyf trample, I don't even know that Tarmogoyf would even be good enough at that rate. I'm not sure it would.
Start seeing more play.
Yes, Tarmogoyf's a fine card. I'm not like knocking the card; it's still very good. But
like a playset.
That's fantastic. I hope you get to play them
for $10 a piece.
That's embarrassing when that card used to be $200.
Went up, used to be $7.
Sure.
Mango played it, now it's 10.
But yeah, so I mean, like,
I opened one of these exactly when it was $200. It was the very last pack in the box it was a win-a-box.
Modern Masters
2.
Yep. I opened this exact card in a draft when it was $200 in our game store at the time, which is the Game Cave. At the time, you were able to buy your pack, so you didn't have to pass, because back then you used to have a foil in every pack as well.
Yep.
And I didn't have to buy the pack as the only card, but I remember somebody in our store opened a Tarmogoyf with a foil Spellskite, and they did not know that was the rule that we had, so they passed the foil Spellskite, and the person next to them was just very confused. But yeah.
They drafted it.
Fun aside, but yes. No, something like Tarmogoyf I'd honestly be fine. I would agree with you. Again, everything about green just has to be above rate. Like, 2-mana 3/3s aren't quite good enough, I don't even think anymore. Like,
maybe just 2-mana 3/4 with like some ability, maybe, just so it can't just get bolted.
Like Vigilance. Give it Vigilance. Sure. It blocks. Sure. It blocks super well.
That'd be annoying.
Green 3/4 Vigilance.
See, I like the idea of like a Balm creature where it's like where you can still bolt it. So you're just like, if you're on the mono red, like if you're playing mono red, and someone just plays a 2-mana 3/4, you're like, well, that's cool. You know, versus just like,
it's good. Red, we need more stopgap.
But that's what I'm saying. But something like a Balm would be cool too.
Yeah, that would also play into like the Satyr Wayfinder style decks too.
Exactly.
So
look at me,
yeah.
Wizards, hire me. What is wrong with you? I have no college education. I have limited college education. What are you doing?
College education's overrated, my guy.
Yeah, it is. Hire me, Wizards.
It's overrated.
So, yeah. Get more efficient with your green cards.
If someone from Wizards is listening, tell me where to send that resume in. All right. Shall we move it? Do we want to talk about an email? Do we want to read an email?
Let's do challenges, and we'll do the email.
Alrighty.
Shall we move on to our challenges?
Let's go.
What day is the first challenge on, Mr. Thomas?
May 18th.
That was a good year.
A good what? All right. We're gonna quickly run through at Haruya in Japan. They had another of their God of Pauper tournament series. They had 118 players.
It's a lot of people.
On May 18th. That was Saturday. All right, in 8th place, Kato Yu on Familiars. In 7th place, Akira Takahiro on Grixis Affinity. In 6th place, Ishihara Akira on White Black. It's Orzhov Blade. In 5th place, Saito Iori on what I believe is Mardu synthesizer.
It's a Mardu synthesizer
Mardu
with gates
synthesizer.
package.
Oh, dude, I talked about this. They listened.
Look at this. In 4th place, Chiba Tatsuya on Koldatha Red. 3rd place, Takahashi Taro on Jeskai Ephemerate. In 2nd place, Noguchi Tsubasa on Kagates. And in 1st place, Otsuka Fukuoka on Jeskai Ephemerate. Jeskai Ephemerate. I'm going to take a quick look at the 1st place list. And then let's talk about the Mardu
There's
deck.
some spice in here.
I'm playing
In the
this
1st
Mardu
place
deck.
list?
There's some spice in this first place list in the sideboard specifically.
In the sideboard.
Specifically.
Ooh.
Hot spice or warm spice?
We got two
Oh, it's hot
copies.
spice.
Two copies of Spell Stutter Sprite
Oh, that's pretty cool.
in the
See?
sideboard.
Oh, yeah, that's the heat right there.
And that's in that
Interesting.
Jeskai list.
In the
Yes.
Jeskai
Yeah,
Ephemerate.
in the Jeskai Ephemerate
Oh,
list.
okay.
That's pretty sick. You can just ephemerate that. Counter 1-drops all day long.
2 Union in the third paths, which is kind of probably preparing for
Oh, yeah.
the mono red. Same thing with 2 breath weapons. They're there to game against mono red, not because this deck can get like once this deck stabilizes, you are set. But
For the most part, yeah.
you can get your legs swept underneath you pretty quickly if you're not.
Yeah, this deck's
No, they
pretty.
came
This
to
deck's,
game.
this deck's very slow. You gotta have something to catch you back up. Both of those are great ways to make sure that you're one not dead, and can push you a little bit further into the
Did
game.
that list have any copies of Kinku Artificer?
This does not have
This one does not, no.
The third place list has 2 copies of Kinku Artificer, so somewhere in there they got that. Only 1 Union, but still in the main. That's pretty cool.
Let's talk about this Mardu deck.
Yes.
In 5th place.
Dude, I love this stuff. Like, Mardu Synthesizer is something I am constantly thinking about. And I think I've said in another episode, it's like, I want to do Synthesizer gates.
Yeah.
Just because. Because I think they're sick. I want to. The 1 mana artifact, when it ETBs, you gain 3 life and you can tap it and you can make something become the basic land type your choice. I think that would be an all-raid edition, but it's just like this deck is so tightly packed with awesome playables.
It's probably a good sideboard card if you really want to
That is a
outlast mono red.
yeah. That is a good point. Maybe I'll go with my sideboard when I play.
So they're on 13 gates. 4 of the Cliff Gate, which is the red plus another color. Citadel, which is the white and another color. 1 Black Dragon Gate, which is the black and another color. And then the 4 Basilisk Gates, which is the pump one. And then some artifact lands, a couple basics. The black cards that they're playing are 4 Tithing Blade and 1 Omen of the Dead. So they have the Omen of the Dead loops with Core Skyfisher.
that stuff's so much fun.
This is sick. Tiding Blade's a great card.
This looks awesome. It
It's
just
super
takes
fun.
2 of my favorite decks, like
No-
Borosynth and then the...
No need to even add black cards to the board because your white and red cards are already very good.
Yeah, white and red
Yeah,
cards are
it's
very
just-
good sideboard cards.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Sick.
I think it's mainly just for those two cards that you played in your Orzhov deck. Those are very sick together.
1 Guardian of the Guild pack, which it's like you're playing Gates. It's like, how do you not play Guardian of the Guild pack?
It's just a free card you can
Yeah,
play.
it's just very scary to hit off a synthesizer, which is whatever, you know.
I think it's
It
kind of part of
happens.
the deal.
It's the part of the fun. Live a little.
That's why you're only playing 1 too.
Yeah.
Less likely to hit it.
Yeah, but we may see a little spoiler. We may see a little bit more of this Mardu deck in one of our challenges
I wanna play
from
this.
the weekend.
This is so
So my prediction was correct that everything gets slower.
Yes.
It's a lot slower.
Proper challenge time. This is our 32 challenge on May 17th. We have 46 players in 8th place. Zhuarki on Mono Blue Fairies. In 7th place, Carves on Kagates. In 6th place, Baiko de Gea on Blue Black Fairies. In 4th place, Seiden Raken,
Let's go,
also known as
Calicais.
Calicais, on Poison Storm. In 4th place, Galeo Gaio on Blue Black Fairies. In 3rd place, Luffy Doshipo de Palha on Golgari Gardens. In 2nd place, Spock Vida Loca on Is It Terror. And in first place with an 8-1 record against, also on Golgari Gardens. We didn't really touch on this too much in our green discussion, just because I think we've said multiple times over the podcast, and I think we briefly mentioned it, that Gardens is really just a black deck.
Yeah, we mentioned that
Yeah.
on the main topic. It's just you're playing for the plant token and for the initiative.
Yeah, then the initiative creature plus
Weather
like
the
weather the
Storm.
storms.
Yeah.
Maybe this deck is playing 3 Troublemaker Oofs. They're also splashing 3 Pyroblasts out of the board, which is very interesting.
Don't want to get got with those blue decks.
I guess not. I guess if like you were saying, James, if you expect the format to like slow down a little bit, maybe you just want a little bit of extra help against the blue decks.
I think part of the deck that this deck's weakness is something like the Poison Storm deck,
Sure.
and having any piece of interaction you can get to help you not die to that Poison Storm deck is probably very good for you. Specifically, I mean, if you cut off half of their ability to have you gain a poison, which is what the prologue to Phyresis.
Yeah.
If you just stop that card from happening, then they only have the Infectious Inquiry, and then the game becomes a lot harder.
Yes.
If you having 4 enablers instead of 8 is where you would like to be as the Gardens deck, because then you can start like power it. You like try to slam down a like Avenging Hunter as fast as you possibly can, or whatever. But
Nice. Sick.
Um,
Any other notes on any of these decks from the
Yeah.
17th?
that Mardu synthesizer deck. This one I didn't even realize in the
There-
other list.
There's no Mardu synthesizer.
I
deck
am
here.
looking at the wrong challenge. I am sorry.
Spoilers.
Wait, what challenge is this?
This is the 17th.
I clicked on the 17th. I have so many tabs open. I'm scared,
Okay.
guys.
Should we just move on to the next one then?
Wait,
so
wait,
we're
wait.
on the one you're on.
There's nothing else that's particularly interesting in this one.
Who won this challenge?
I think
Gardens did.
Gardens.
Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. I'll miss this one.
All right, we're moving on.
But now I can't
if
find
you
the
wanna,
other
if
one
you
I was
want to, if you want to find out about the intricacies of Kalikai's Poison Storm.
Oh, I found it. Wait,
he's
I'm
been
here.
documenting a whole bunch. Now we're moving on. It's too late, Cameron.
Okay.
Pauper Challenge 32 on Saturday, May 18th. We got 44 players in 8th place. Ocean Soul 92 on Mono Red Koldatha. In 7th place, Galeo Gaio, I believe that's how you pronounce that. Back-to-back top 8s with Golgari Gardens. 6th place, Pepe Team on Blue Black Fairies. In 5th place, Discovern on Grixis Affinity. In 4th place, Zamu on, you guessed it, Mardu Synthesizer. In 3rd place, Carrot Eater running it back with Blue Black Fairies. In 2nd place, Purgatory 01 on Jeskai Ephemerate. And in 1st place, Hamuda crushing again with Goblin Combo, aka Mogwarts. Hamuda has been on a tear. Hamuda like top 4 to like 3 of the Pioneer
Yeah.
challenges this
Oh my
weekend.
gosh.
Just with Amalia, just
A
absolutely,
monster.
crushing it. This
Certified monster.
weekend. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about this Mardu synthesizer deck I already spoiled.
Oh, okay. Yep. Sorry, Hamuda. We're moving on.
This is a very, very different take on that.
It is.
Yeah,
It's even more different than I thought.
I didn't even realize the other version wasn't playing Deadly Dispute, which I think is wild.
No, they were playing the inspectors.
Yeah, I would definitely, if I play this deck, I would probably trim 2 inspectors and play like 2 Deadly Disputes and maybe trim the Wedding Invitation as well as this deck did. This deck's also not playing Gates. So this is just the Synth.
No, this is hitting into the Cleansing Wildfire area.
Yeah. Kind of like feeling a little
it
bit
is
like
Cleansing
how like
Wildfire.
Grixis feel a little bit of like Grixis Affinity vibes, kind of.
Yeah, this is more this. Well, I mean, this was kind of a deck a while back, probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago. This was a deck that started cropping up like these like value Cleansing Wildfire decks. This one just happens to play the Synth package in it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it is playing a 5-drop in Custody Squire.
Custody Squire.
Yeah, that's what I said, right? I said Custody.
It's a spirit.
So it's a four and a
Spirit.
white for a 3/3 flyer, and it's just an Eternal Witness. It's backwards text for Eternal Witness. That's really scary to play with Synthesizer. Just high roll. We're here for it. I don't know if I like Cleansing Wildfire in this style of deck. If I'm being honest.
I think I actually do like Cleansing Wildfire in this style deck. It makes sure that you can cast these 5-drops a lot easier.
Yeah, that's true. But like, really, other than that, you're stopping at 2. You're not curving. To 3
yeah,
or
I mean that's
4.
kind of the point. This is also just giving you the maximum amount of opportunity to cast multiple spells inside of a turn with your synthesizers. I kind of like it.
That's fair. I guess that's a good
I mean, it's
point.
kind of the point. It's kind of the same wavelength that like the Jeskai Ephemerate deck's on, where it's trying to just be able to do multiple things inside of a turn.
Right. And Cleanse and Wildfire plus Deadly Dispute is actually
It's
pretty quick
sick.
ramp.
It's pretty
Yeah.
sick.
Plus 2 copies of Kruk Clan Shaman in the main, so you can kind of ping down your opponent's whole board.
The mono red.
It's pretty sick.
Probably
Yeah, that was
looking
my
out for
that was my technology when I played all the glitter synth deck a couple weeks ago.
Oh, this is a deck playing a Bajuka Bog, Cameron.
Oh, look at that. That was Hippo that said that.
James, this is a deck playing Bajuka Bog.
Yeah, I mean the format's like I say, the format's a little slower, so it seems fine. It's just another utility tap land.
Shall we move on to our final challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
Sunday, May 19th. It looks like only the 64 challenge fired, but that's okay. We got 75 players playing. In 8th place, Pyganti, a European all-star, playing Coggates. In 7th place, GN42 on Coggates?
Oh.
What? Our
to-
Familiars Master changing it up?
Wanted to play a real deck.
Whoa.
In
The
6th
hate.
place, Renard on Poison Storm. In 5th place, Zio Francone on Flickertron. In 4th place, Capitano CL on Mono Red Koldatha. In 3rd place, also on Koldatha, is Avern Up. In 2nd place, Karate Dom on Grixis Affinity. And in 1st place, with a 9-1 record,
Beso.
Bejea on Goblin Combo, playing Mogwarts. This is back-to-back first place with the deck. They're playing a copy of Masked Vandal, the green card that we talked about
Back to
earlier.
The last challenge? First place with this deck, too?
First place, yeah.
Yeah, both
Different
challenges were won
pilot.
by-
But,
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought that was.
Yeah,
Umudop.
no. Different pilot, but same deck. They're playing a copy of the Masked Vandal, the 1 in a green, 1/3 Changeling that ETBs. You exile a creature from your grave, and you get to exile an artifact or enchantment. Because being a Changeling, it is also a Goblin.
Correct. Same goes with the why it's in elves too.
Correct.
Oh. The more you know.
Yeah. Otherwise, looks a couple of cards different here and there, but looks
Funny enough,
looks
it's
about
an
it.
incidental graveyard hate card. I believe is that how the card worded?
Let me check. I think you have to exile a creature card from your
The card from
graveyard.
Your graveyard.
Yes, a creature card from your graveyard.
Okay,
Okay. Close, but no cigar.
Correct.
I saw something that Kerblinsky posted on Twitter that it was just the stats after the.
Challenges.
Yeah, yep. And it was. This is the highest percentage Coggates has ever been at, being the 3rd most played deck.
Period.
Over. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
So.
a
Look at that.
huge resurgence for that deck.
So-
Well, it was
Okay,
a good call out from you last week.
no,
then,
that was
James.
Cameron. Cameron called that out.
All right. Well, I can't remember crap. So great.
Cameron called that one out like a champ.
Thank you, Hippo, for giving me the credit I rightfully so deserve.
Good job,
Thank
Cameron.
you. Wizards of the Coast. Put PFP if you want to know what the future format will look like after a ban. Hit me up. Let me know where to send my application as well. I know.
Might be.
Are you trying to leave us?
No, I would still do the podcast every once in a while. No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
Every
I'm
once
kidding.
in a
I would
while.
still do the podcast.
Wow.
I'll do the podcast.
I see where your loyalty lies.
If I move to Europe, I'd still do the podcast.
That's
Hint,
aggressive.
Kidding.
It would
no
just be
way.
like 1 a.m.
Yeah,
for you right now.
That's fine. That's fine.
Maybe 2 a.m.
Yeah, Europe is big. It depends. Yeah.
It's true.
It's true.
Any thoughts on this challenge besides me moving to Europe?
I'd rather you didn't.
I'm not
but-
going to.
Okay,
Same.
cool. I mean, I think it follows some trends that we kind of started hypothesizing last week with Coggates coming up. Mono Red is still
Just
just showing up.
a weird mixture of slow decks and mono red.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
All those decks have the proper tools to fight the red deck, which is very nice.
where's Terror at?
That deck has
Well,
some-
Where'd it go?
probably
Kinda
buried
nods.
under the Mono Red pile.
Is it that bad? Like,
back, and I thought it's really bad into the fair mid range piles.
is it?
That's
I don't think it's
But
very
what's it
good.
good against?
I don't think it's got like a particularly good matchup against much.
I feel like if you have like 3 unexpected things main deck, you could get mono red really hard.
That's a lot of cards that are dead against everyone else.
Yeah, and it's
you
like
can play
kinda-
fair. Yeah,
It's not good against basically any other matchup, right?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying there. Like, I
So,
feel like it has game
I
against.
just don't think
Coggates.
Terror is like the best choice right now.
Yeah,
No.
I mean it's reflected. In
It's
that right
also
now.
it's also really bad in all these Tithing Blade decks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Really
That's
bad
true.
into like Grixis Affinity and Gardens.
Yep.
And these synthesizer decks now.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, like and they're getting to play a fair game with normal creatures where you're trying to have to power out these terrors, and it's just not the best thing to be doing right now.
Yeah, I think if you want to, the first thought that comes to my mind, if you want to like kind of shift up how you're being successful with the Terror deck, is you might want to lean into Murmuring Mystic, but that then I think sets you up to be a little slower even still against mono red, and so it's just like you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. But I could be wrong about that, but that's just kind of the first thing that comes to mind.
Also, I think like the successful blue decks that are not like the fairies decks, which would be like the Jeskai Ephemerate decks,
Yeah.
because they have the Cleansing Wildfire package, they're able to start holding up in different pieces of interaction on turns where Terror wouldn't be able to do that.
Correct.
It is kind of sad that there's not really another aggro deck besides mono red. You know what I mean?
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would love to. We'll return to the green topic. I would love to see like a Stompy deck.
Exactly.
Like just a
exactly.
Stompy deck.
I was going to say something similar.
Like that used to be a thing.
Yeah, that used to be a premier deck on the format. You were able to like Burning Tree into like two different things. It was sick. But yeah, no, it's kind of just fallen by the wayside. It just gets blown out of the water by removal spells. So
Just gets
fast.
two-third so easily.
So quick. So quick.
We got a listener email. Thomas, did you want to read that out real
Yeah.
quick and we can give our 2 cents real quick?
Yeah. So we got a little email question from Alex, who says, "Hey y'all, just started listening to y'all last month and already am really enjoying it. Been playing Magic on and off since '97 and usually stick to Eternal formats. I recently moved to Southern Illinois and have a growing Pauper scene here. So as we are still getting started, I was curious, what decks would you put together to loan out to people who come to Pauper Night but don't have a deck to play yet? Thinking of putting together 4 loaners for people."
I think the quick answer is obviously there's a red deck, so look at all the decks
Yes.
perfectly fine. I think if you're going to do this, you're probably going to want to have decks that don't overlap in a lot of cards. Having some very distinct archetypes is pretty good too. So I think mono red is a very good choice. I think something like a blue deck. So we're looking at like fairies is probably a good choice.
Either fairies or terror.
Fairies are-
'Cause terror, it kind of introduces you to something too. You know, same with fairies. Fairies can be a little trickier to play. I think
Fairies are a little harder to play. It's less linear.
like I was gonna say gardens, but it's just like
that is not a deck I would lend out to new
Ex-
people.
if they're newer.
We've learned our lesson. Don't lend that deck out.
yeah,
to
and
new
we've
people.
lent them out to like very comparable Magic players too,
and they're just
Right.
You
Yeah.
know.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think we need to think about this in terms of like these are newer
Archetypes,
players, but
yeah.
they're players new to Pauper.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm,
yeah, yeah.
they
And-
could even like we handed them like to 2 very good players, and like it
Yes.
still went a
Like,
while.
went to
You
time
know?
and-
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I think mono red, one of the blue decks, probably fairies. I think is a little bit better. I think if you want to give them an opportunity to win more games, give them some room for growth.
I mean, I think these 2 decks are harder to pilot, but I think like Grixis Affinity and Boros Synthesizer would be 2 really good choices, just because it's like, hey, like this is something like Pauper does, you know? It's like, it's not. And if you play Magic, I don't think the synthesizer concept's that hard to pick up. It's just like if you give them a quick like, hey, don't play synthesizer on turns 1, 2, and maybe 3. Like
Yeah.
wait to like it's
So
like
you can
brainstorm.
Yeah, just extract as much value as you can of it.
Yeah.
Very quick explanation. Extract value out of this card.
Yeah.
So we agree. Like Kadoltha is a great one. Like one of the blue decks. Like one of the like
Terror.
terror.
I would say Terror.
Probably terror is a little easier because it just does a thing.
Exactly.
It just
you
does.
Can, you
It
can play
does.
terrors and win. Like
Yeah, you can play terrors, attack for 5/5s.
you don't got to worry about Jeskai Ephemerate looping. That can be a little
Correct.
time
I like the Grixis Affinity call out.
Yeah, it's a deck that is
because it's a staple.
It's
I think, of Pauper.
currently. Yeah, I mean one of the like artifact decks is probably a good choice.
Get to play those Mirror Enforcers and Frogmites.
And also,
stuff.
I would also be willing to say something more linear in terms of something like Boggles is also, I think, a solid choice.
I was thinking, like, how do we get something that's like maybe white or green in here? Because these are kind of Grixis colors we've talked about so far.
Yeah, I think Boggles is a good choice if that's the case. Then it's a very easy deck to play. A plus B equals you die. I mean,
yeah.
that's just how that works. I mean,
Then I think you have a pretty good like cycle of like a big rock paper scissors with like those 4.
like the Boggles deck is likely gonna probably house it's gonna house the mono red deck, but the mono red deck's probably gonna beat the terror deck pretty easily, so on and so forth. But yeah, I think so. We agree. Kadoltha, Boggles, Terror, and Grixis Affinity. Yeah, those seem like totally reasonable cards. Not a lot of them share cards, which is pretty good. I think they share no synthesizer shared. I think
Lightning.
Lightning
bolt?
Maybe.
Wait, no.
lightning
You'd have,
bolt
you'd
is
have to,
insane.
you'd have to
Yeah,
look
yeah,
through
yeah.
some specific
No, I
lists,
don't.
but
I don't think there's many cards aside from sideboard cards. I don't think there's many main deckable shared cards. That's kind of the ideal scenario.
But you said they've been playing since 99.
97. So yeah,
97,
they probably have a reasonable
Sizable
collection.
collection, yeah.
It's before we're born.
No,
Not me.
Okay, never mind.
You were
I'll
you were
speak
the
for
you were the
myself.
young you were the young in here.
I was very much born.
I was born by a year.
Oh, okay. There you go. You're just crawling around crying and
Actually, I didn't cry much as a child.
oh, I cried all the time. I was a sick kid.
So yeah, hopefully you get to have get these loners out and people can start playing and
Grow the format.
grow up the format a little bit.
Yeah.
Love that. Hopefully you get some people, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
Love
like
to hear it.
Boggle's a little scary because you can always have the experience of like getting Tithing Blade and stuff and like
That's kind of
Right,
I mean,
but then
that's
that's-
part of the
Yeah.
part of the cycle.
but
Yeah.
that could turn someone away. But again,
I think it's kind of you say these are. I mean, they obviously you come into Pauper with the expectation that all these cards are obviously commons. They're all going to be like a certain power level. Like they're all comparable power level to each other. So I think those are 4 fine decks.
alrighty. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you would like to hear your question answered out loud live in the podcast, send them over to commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com, or you could DM us or add us on Twitter. Those will be in the link in the bio as long as with that Gmail address. Thank you so much for listening. Give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple if you leave us an Apple review. James Hieronymus will read that review out loud.
I sure will. Anything closing thoughts?
No. Cool. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks, fam.
Peace.
Till next week.
Did you hear a cicada sing by? You're going,
I don't know. That was more Zog from Disenchantment. Post,
I
like,
love
season 2 or whatever.
Disenchantment.
Yeah, Hana's
Oh
doing
my
another
God,
rewatch.
I
It's
fucking
so
love
funny.
that
I watched a couple
show.
episodes. That show's
I want to
pretty
marry Bean.
Of course you do. She would eat you alive.
God, what a way to go. Couldn't think of a better way.